Hey guys, Lotsgon here, and welcome back to Let's Talk Planet Coaster part number 2 of the post show. So we're just going to jump straight in here and announce what was announced during part 2 of the live stream. Straight away off the bat, they did reveal that there will be a new Ferris wheel in the game, the one that we were voting on for the winter update. I did mention this in my pre-show speculation. I did think that we would get this Ferris wheel for this current 1.2 update, and it looks like we are actually going to get this Ferris wheel. It is inspired heavily by a sort of 70s era theme, and it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks amazing. It's got sort of the umbrella style carriages that carry your passengers around the wheel, and it just looks amazing. It looks like something that would fit perfectly into a traditional theme park right in the middle of the park. Maybe unlike some of the current wheel style rides we have, such as the Sundial. So this will be a fantastic addition to the game and some of the flat rides that we already have, the 2 that were announced earlier on today during the live stream. And if you want to go and check out what was announced, go to the link that's going to be up in the top right now to the first episode of this post show. So moving on, we are actually going to talk about the new coaster that was announced. This is also something that I really wanted. I really love this type of coaster, and I wasn't entirely sure if we were going to get it or not. I speculated we might, and it turns out we actually are going to get this coaster. It's called the Steel Hydra, and it is a new suspended swinging coaster that is coming to the 1.2 update. Again, this coaster looks absolutely amazing. It's the physics on it going around the tracks, the supports are different, the track looks amazing, the carts look fantastic, the way they swing around each corner, the new building aspects that come with building a coaster like this, and trying to judge how far it swings out, where it needs to go, if you can take it round certain corners because the G-forces will be different. It's something that's going to be different for the game, and it'll really help with the coaster building to sort of give it more of a feeling of variety instead of having I wouldn't even say we've got limited coasters at the moment. We've got over sort of 30 plus, but again, it's just another thing that Frontier are adding on to give the game more content. And you've got to admit, for the price that everyone did pay for this game at the start, even for the early access price I paid for it, the game is totally worth the money, especially compared to some of the competitors that are out there at the moment. Now, moving on to the massive spoiler and the announcement at the end. Well, not even at the end, in the middle, actually. Go-karts. We'll just kick it off with go-karts. Everyone was expecting this. I was expecting this. I actually got a tweet from the Planet Coaster account itself before the live stream, as I speculated there might be go-karts, and they told me, don't get your hopes too high, see what happens in the stream. They teased me, and they actually did release them in the stream, and they look absolutely fantastic. I was a bit skeptical going in when they said that. I thought maybe they're not ready yet, maybe they're going to show them later on, but turns out they were ready. They even built them live on stream, so I'll link that below so you can go and check that out. And I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to see them in there and how they work. So we'll go through a few of the things they did mention about the go-karts. So, track building pieces, you have narrow track, wide track, chicanes, you have your starting grid, you have different colours. You can actually paint the track, so the track can be painted in different colours. Every 4 cars can be painted in a different colour, and the colour variants change depending on that. Every car is actually numbered with a specific number, so 1 to 12 was the example they used, but you can actually have up to 20 cars, they did state. So if you extend the starting grid out as long as it can go, you can have 20 cars on your track, which is amazing. You can also set the lap times, the amount of times your people actually go around the track, which is, again, another great bit of customization for the ride. They did actually state as well that every driver and every car that is racing is actually intelligent, and some will be more aggressive, some will be more slow, some will try and take a racing line and cut inside, or be better at chicanes and try and overtake more than others. And we did actually see that when we saw the live build and we actually followed the cars around the track. Again, that's in the description if you want to check it out. So, the last thing they did say actually was that these cars can spin out, which causes backlogs and actually gives a a more dynamic approach to the go-kart ride that some of the other rides don't have. So every sort of way around this track is going to be different if you decide to watch it, or if your guests go on it, they'll have a different experience every time. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference to the guests, but we did see that this ride is going to be very popular, yet very expensive to build. So if you are looking to build it, maybe think about doing it later on in a park if you don't have sandbox mode turned on. And at the end, Sam Denny actually revealed that we are getting something that I speculated on last time, and that is the shuttle coasters. We are going to be getting 2 Boomerang shuttle coasters during the Alpha 1.2 update. Now, unfortunately, these weren't actually ready to be viewed at the current time, as they're still in development process, and they don't have any development photos to show us that they think are relevant or they are proud of. So I appreciate that. I understand that. I understand how development works. You don't want to show someone, especially people that play your game and buy your game, you don't want to show them something that's unfinished, no matter how supportive they are, because it could put other potential customers off buying the game if they see something that is unfinished. But Sam did actually give us some details regarding the Boomerang coasters. So we are getting the 2. We're getting a sort of a Vekoma Boomerang coaster, which he said does actually have a sort of 45-degree angle reverse lift, and the sort of classic drop through the station coaster, I think, with catch cars, I think he mentioned. So he said there was something about a primary catch car and a secondary catch car that works to launch those coasters. They will give out more details in the following streams on Wednesday, the community live streams. If you don't watch them, then every Wednesday at 7 PM GMT or 2 PM Eastern Time, Planet Coaster do actually stream from their official YouTube channel, and they will be doing more streams on that over the next coming weeks up until the update on April, or mid-April, they did say. Now, the second Boomerang shuttle coaster we were told about was the giant inverted coaster as well. The giant inverted Boomerang coaster as well. So that is actually something that I'm not too knowledgeable on myself, but we will obviously get more details about that closer to the time. Sam didn't mention many details about that. Obviously we know that it's going to be inverted. You can have the typical inverted coaster there, and that's going to be a great addition to the park, maybe to fit in those smaller areas where you want a coaster but you can't fit a massive coaster in. You can fit in a sort of cheaper coaster to get you some money and fit it in a little area just to give guests that thrill of excitement, but without the space and budget to actually get a massive coaster in. Now, sort of recapping over everything that was mentioned. Obviously we've got the 3 new flat rides now. We have 3 new coasters that have been announced to us. We have the go-karts, new track ride. All the new scenery pieces, 70 plus scenery pieces, are going to be included with this new this new update 1.2. I shouldn't say alpha because the game has not been in alpha for ages. So we are going to get those. And then Sam Denny again mentioned at the end, spoiler Sam, some might call it, he did mention at the end that what we've heard so far about this 1.2 update is nothing and not at all even close to what is going to be in the final release. And I've also forgot to mention that security is coming, which is a massive update on management. If I didn't talk about that as much in the last post show, then I'll sort of say now that the way it's going to affect management, the way it's going to affect how you run your parks, how you design your parks, the layout of your parks, making sure that you have all areas covered, the way you manage staff, the way you manage budgets. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, it just seems like a small addition, but the additions it adds to management is something that's completely new in revamping the game to another level. You don't really understand how much it will give you, but I guarantee when it's in the game, it will give everyone a new sense of gameplay if you play sort of a challenge mode or sandbox mode and you want that management aspect, and you try and put more time into the management than you do building, you've got the new blueprints you can now build with, and then you can manage your security and staff to a higher level and make sure that your rosters are all correct and you've got coverage of each area. And it's going to be something that really gives the game more depth and detail, like they did state when they were making it. And I fully believe that they will continue to update this game with fantastic updates. And guys, you've got to give them a round of applause for giving us this massive update for free. Frontier are really sort of pushing the boundaries to what a developer can do and build with a community at the moment. And they're really doing it well. They're showing how a game should be built and not how to grab money from customers. So guys, I am going to leave it there today. If you did like this video, please leave a like and comment down below. If you want to buy Planet Coaster, there's a link below in the description. Please go and buy it. It's extremely good for the price that it is, and support such a great developer like Frontier. So until next time, thank you for watching.